The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the Holy Roman Catholic Church. Today is a sad day in my community, Black Village. There's a wonderful Negro lady by the name of Shirley Brown. She passed away. And Shirley and I, in fact, she was my best neighbor in the whole of Black Village. It is only as I talk about her, I feel so sad. But Shirley Brown, she's dead, and I want to offer my sympathies. Well, my producer, I can't see the clock, so I can't do the countdown. Just want you to know what is taking place here in studio. They have me clock. Right, so great. Now I'm able to do the clock. Today, Freedom March can be heard on cable channel 224 and BTC Flow 112. And we are streaming live on iltvstudio.com. It's our Facebook page, and I am sharing it on my Facebook page, Rodney Moncur. It is a sad day in our country. Notwithstanding that the Free National Movement has now been in power, let's say for about 16 days, the murders are taking place. And I want to see how the new government proposes to deal with murderers. A wonderful Negro lady, a mother of two, was murdered, shot down like a dog. And the male who was with her, he, I am advised, has suffered some very serious injuries. This would have been a personal political issue for the former Member of Parliament, Dion Smith, who was Nassau Village MP, and of course the Deputy Speaker. Well, D. Halston Moultrie, he's now the MP for Nassau Village and the Speaker of the Honorable House of Assembly. So there's a bunch of things on my mind that got me angry. And I don't know how I'm going to handle some of these issues. But there is murder. And Dr. Minnis promised that murderers will be hanged. But I have a copy of the speech from the throne. And notwithstanding that he has claimed that he is an advocate for capital punishment, he is turning out to be a fake and a fraud. Well, we blame it on the PLP, rightfully so. Now, Marvin Dames, I want to see how you and Dr. Minnis can reduce the murders and hang the murderers. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Moncur will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Moncur.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV. You, of course, can join us on Facebook. Just go to iltvstudios.com. It's our Facebook page, and I am also sharing it on my Facebook page, Rodney Moncur. Well, our main line is 323-7775. 323-7775. You can call us on that line. And our toll-free line is 242-300-0045. 242-300-0045. And our text and WhatsApp number is 357-7469. 357-7469. I welcome everybody, and I'm humbled by the fact that I excite you and you come here and join us on ILTV. Please do me a favor, spread the word. Let them know that the only voice in opposition is Freedom March. Everybody else has sold out. They want contract. I ain't want no contract. You know, keep you in a contract. You all go thief the people money. I ain't want no contract. So, spread the word. Let them know on Facebook that we are here. Spread it. That there is a voice in opposition to the free national movement government. And that the justice of the peace, I ain't want no contract. Only thing I want, if I'm sick bad, well, I trust Dr. Dwayne Sands. He'll give me some medicine, okay? But I ain't want nothing from them. Well, you would recall that perhaps earlier this week or late last week, I have introduced a national secret on the mentality of my Negroes, my Negro people. And I told you that there were two types of Negroes. King George III, 1760 to 1820, and King George VI, and he reigned between 1936 and 1952. I saw the Tribune this morning, and I was looking at the sports section when I saw a Negro minister of sports. And immediately I recognized that it was Michael Pentard, one of the F&M member of parliament for one of those constituencies in Grand Bahama. As you're aware, Michael Pentard has been a very, very controversial politician. And I'm kind of disturbed because Michael, as we know, is a playwright. We know that Michael can act. We know that Michael could read poetry very good. I don't know if he could dance because I've never seen him dance. I don't know if he knows that man take one and satisfy, woman take two and make a move. I don't know if Michael could do jump and dance. I don't know if he could do, if he could knock the Kong style. He doesn't strike me as a man who could inspire culture. Now, I must confess, he looks Negro to me. But many of these Negroes ain't got no rhythm. Ain't got no cultural depth. You see, I am from Black Village. And from a child, we had no street light. So we used to catch little fire, send for the Congo drum, the goatskin drum. And we had some tribe of people in Black Village who were like pygmies. Y'all wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but the people of Black Village who's in my age, they would remember Lillian. Lillian was about that height. And man, she could do jump and dance. And we would do jump and dance all night. You hear me? In Black Village. Then in 1978, we moved where we created one of the first cultural festival, 1978. So as I read the Tribune, I recognized that Michael Pintard is a King George III Negro. Now I don't know if this camera could show you what I want to show you, but I'm going to look at the sports section of Friday, the 26th of May, 2017. And there's some little celebration that reads like this: Happy birthday, Pancho. And these Negroes who lack any cultural appreciation and a lack of history, you ain't got no history, don't even know or remember what has taken place historically in sports. And let's say Michael ain't remember, because Michael, ain't remember. They should have had people that they can speak to and take them along memory lane. But I am 60 and I can remember. And when I cannot remember, I have surrounded many Negroes who are liberated, who has cultural instinct, and they can understand what is culture and they can demonstrate it. Well, here on the front page of the Tribune is a photograph. Mr. Producer, wave to me. Can you see this clearly? All right, this is good. Now, look at it. They have a mascot of Mickey Mouse and Mrs. Mickey Mouse. This here is an American mascot. This here is what the people them in the United States call Disney World. So this Disney World production. And I don't know what Michael was doing. And I don't know what the organizers of the sporting events were doing. But thank God, I could remember. And when I don't remember, I know the Negroes who have good memory like me, and I consult with them. It was in 1989 that under the PLP, the games, the Bahama Games were first introduced. You heard what I tell you? There was a man who's now deceased. He was the leader of the Wally Boys. What was his name? Gus Cooper. Gus Cooper, who was a light-skinned Negro, recognizing that many of his people, the Negro people, were going contrary to our natural rhythm, our natural instinct. And he was faced with a cultural problem when some of the Negroes say they want Mickey Mouse. And he had to say to them, listen, that ain't our culture. And he created, to the best of my knowledge, the first real, authentic Bahamian mascot. And what did he name it? Coconut Man. But by grab, these Negroes who lack history and is losing their cultural beat, the rhythm of Africa, the rhythm of Foxhill, the rhythm of Bainstown, the rhythm of Adelaide, the slave villages, them, they are lost. But Gus Cooper created the mascot, Coconut Man. certainly Michael Pentard, who claims to be a cultural guru, he ought to know that Mickey Mouse belongs in America and that he should have used the Coconut Man mascot and inspire a generation of Negroes to create mascots. And as a result of Gus Cooper inspiring the country by creating Coconut Man, many other family islands created their own mascots and brought it to the Bahama Games. But Michael, oh boy, I got to sit down with him. I had that man in the back of the bush for weeks and months, and I'm disappointed. I should have thrown water on him. I had him in the back of the bush, you know. These are true stories. Take it from me. Watch out for me. I had Michael in the back of the bush, and I have the current Attorney General in the back of the bush, training them in politics and preparing them for the government. Don't mind Carl look like how he looked. I had him in the back of the bush, and I was inspired to show them a dance. Now let me tell you, when I had Michael Pentard in the back of the bush, I didn't bring Carl. When Carl was in the back of the bush, Michael was in there. And I created a song for them. Hungayaya. I was trying to see if I could turn them into true political and cultural, what should I say, giants. But Carl is a disappointment. And Michael seems to have forgotten. But thank God I'm alive. And I may discuss, but I'm mad with them yet. I'm really, really mad. I may discuss their training and tell you what kind of students they were. But Michael, certainly you should get rid of Mickey Mouse and look for Coconut Man and then inspire all the young people throughout the Bahamas to create indigenous mascot. I can give you an idea. I hope this is not a mascot that has already been created. But let me take you to the homeland of national hero Clarence A. Bain. National hero Clarence A. Bain. What did he taught us? He gave us the poem, "Oh, Andres, my Andres, I love thee like no other knows." We know the mythology of Andres. We know about that sacred bird. Can somebody tell me what is the name of that mythology, that bird? Certainly, we could have a mascot from Andres. We can have one from Abaco. We can have one from Cat Island, because Cat Island is where hundreds of Haitian slaves were sent doing slavery. And so, Cat Island is steep in Obia, in mythology, and in voodoo. So from all of that, we could create indigenous mascot. But Michael Pentard, who I shall call a cultural traitor, he got Mickey Mouse. Come, Michael, we don't need Mickey Mouse. We'll see Mickey Mouse when we go to America. But here in the Bahamas, I want to see Coconut Man. You know, don't you have coconuts? Michael, you have coconuts, don't you? Well, we want to see Coconut Man. You can even give me Tamarind Man. But by grab, Coconut Man. So, these are some of the things. That's why I don't like to see the paper them. I decided, let me look. And when I saw these two Negroes with a white Mickey Mouse, not even from Abaco, white Mickey Mouse, what happened to the Coconut Man? What happened, Michael? Huh? I think they got you in the wrong ministry, because you was trained in agriculture they should put a machete in your hands. A machete in your hands and just give you about 50,000 acres to plant plenty peas and corn and yam and eddy and cassava and okra. And then hopefully one day, as we pass the mill, you might be there grinding corn and making grits and grinding guinea corn and making guinea corn grits and, guinea corn flour. And who knows, you get a little bit of yeast from Jeff Lloyd and you can make guinea corn bread or guinea corn cake. Because certainly you ain't demonstrate nothing cultural but Mickey Mouse. Goodness of mercy. Anyway, finally, I'm going to put him in King George III. He's a King George III Negro. King George III Negro. But there are many things here that I can carry on with. Because in 1989, we had the Bahama Games. And then again in 1991. The third one was 1995. And the last one was in 2001. And for the last 16 years, the PLP nor the FNM has created or has appointed a man to be Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture that can inspire us. I sometimes wonder, where is the greatest Minister of Youth in the history of the country? Guess what his name is? Kendall Isaac. Kendall Nottage. Not Kendall Isaac, Kendall Nottage. He was the parliamentarian representative for St. Agnes, and he inspired a generation of young people who did tremendously well. That the Jamaicans, ain't too many Negroes knows this, the Jamaican undercover sent some of their sports spy to spy on Kendall Nottage and the PLP policy. And by grab, after they spied and saw what Kendall Nottage did and produced under PLP government, they returned to Jamaica. They introduced and implemented the same sporting strategy. And the next thing we know, Jamaica, who we used to beat, is now #1 in the world. You heard me? Kendall Nottage, where are you when I need you to inspire Michael Pentad? Because you were the greatest Minister of Youth. And I think when I come back, I'll talk a little bit more on that. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Moncur will be right back after this. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
To Freedom March, broadcasting live here in Nassau, Bahamas. Well, on my way to the studio, the sky was cloudy and it had begun to rain. So, just in case you're on your smartphone while you're driving, please be careful because the roads are slippery. But it was raining, so that is powerful indeed. I was complaining about Michael Pentad. He is the Minister of Youth. And yesterday, he addressed a sporting event at the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center. And I was pointing out how they have American mascot. God, Lord, have mercy on my people, the Negro people. Don't they understand what is culture? You wait till you go to Miami. Then you see Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Here in the Bahamas, we can go to Andres. Andres is the largest island in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And Andres is steep and rich in mythology. You know about the bird, the mystical bird, the chick Channy. Couldn't somebody ask Androsian to build us a chick Channy mascot so that our children, the Negro children, will learn about the mythology of the Bahamas? But then Michael is a special kind of Negro. He's a King George III Negro. And so he really doesn't understand the culture. Doesn't. And so I'm complaining about it. And I'm trying to get them to do what the late Gus Cooper did. He, at one time, I think, was the director, maybe of youths, but certainly sports. And he was a very creative and an artistic human being. And he understood culture. After all, don't forget who he was. He was the leader of the Valley Boys Junkanoo group. I don't believe Michael Pentard ever rushed. No one should be made in charge of culture who can't do jump and dance. Who can't dance. You got to at least be able to shake something. All right? So there it is. Michael. I've never heard that he rushed. Anybody know if Michael Pentard could shake a bell or beat the drum? Or can he hold a banner? All right? But that's the problem there. But as I said, it's a problem. Let me just read one little voice from the sporting page of the Tribune as they quote Michael Pentard. And this is Michael, our newest Minister of Sports and Culture. Michael said the meet will continue because the focus is on the development of the young athletes. We are here because we love you, but we also recognize that you are our future. Pentard told the participants from the various schools across the Bahamas who are competing in the meet that will close today. Well, if Michael was a cultural genius, he would have told the schools throughout the Bahamas, you got to come with a local, an indigenous mascot. All right? Anyway, let's hope that next year, those Negroes who are responsible for the cultural development of our people will inspire them the way the late Gus Cooper did in 1989 when he inspired other family islands to create their own indigenous mascot. Gus, I really hope you're resting in peace, because calling your name and telling you how Michael Pentard them are pussyfooting may disturb your rest, and I don't want to do that. So before I say to you, rest in peace, Gus, I got sad news. The Valley Boys, they have decided at a meeting the other evening that they're not going to rush on Labor Day. Now, Gus, somehow you have to get a message to them and tell the Valley Boys that they should rush, notwithstanding that you all might have been robbed during the last Junkanoo parade. I know you all were declared the winner. Then there was a row, and they take it back from you. But I should not be punished because of what they did to you, nor should other members of the public be punished. You all are workers. We are workers. It's Labor Day. Can you imagine a Labor Day parade and the Valley Boys in there? And now I'm hearing that the Saxon may not come out too. Come on, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all are our cultural heroes, our cultural giants. And we, the workers, many of whom are unemployed, many of whom are looking for economic salvation. We need the rhythm of the Valley Boys and the cowbells of the Saxon and the music, the sweet music of the music makers. You got to come out, man. Please don't boycott Labor Day, because I feel sad when I heard that the Valley Boys ain't gonna come out. Y'all must come out, man. The Valley Boys must come out. The Saxon must come out. It's Labor Day, the first Friday in June. And we all have to march and parade, because we have to remind this F&M government that this is the people's time. And we expect them to produce. And as you listen to the speech of the throne, ministers them are now having second thoughts about moving what completely from bread basket items. And all of us, Bahamians, must take to the street to demand ministers to be honest. When I told y'all he was a political liar, y'all say I was mad because he ain't give me no nomination. And I told y'all, yes, I was mad. But now, the politicking is over. And we now have to examine the promises during the campaign. And we must ensure that the F&M live up to what they say. We have to ensure that. So we need all the Junkanoo people to come out. You can't boycott it. Who you all spiting? Not the people them, eh? Because it is the people's time. And the Junkanoo groups must hold the new government accountable. All right? I just thought that I had to run on. Let me leave Michael alone. But before I leave him alone, I've asked the producer to bring me little information on that mythical bird from Andros. And I'm talking about the Chickchanny. What did I say about the Chickchanny? Is mythical and cryptozoological creature resembling an owl, said to live in the forests of Andros Island in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And according to some, it is furry, feathered, and about 3 feet tall, with an ugly appearance. In common legend, if a traveler meets a Chickchanny and treats it well, he or she will be rewarded with good luck, while treating a Chickchanny badly will result in bad luck and hard times. Sightings have continued into the present time. So, look how the Chickchanny bird would be a wonderful, wonderful mascot created in the bushes of Andros. Wouldn't that be wonderful? If Michael and them are thinking culturally and asking for assistance. So it is my prayer that at the next sporting events, cultural events, that Michael may graduate from being a King George III Negro. And I'll put him in another category, because I decide which Negro will go to King George III or King George VI. Today, Michael, he will join the Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert A. Minnis, as a King George III Negro. I'm also beginning to an investigation into Brent Simonet, because I've received evidence that Brent should also be included as a King George III Negro. But I've not finished it. I have everything, figured out. The only thing I need to determine is, can Brent Simonet dance? I just need to figure that piece out. And once we determine that he cannot dance, I'll then determine where he will be categorized. Because I'm suspicious that Brent Simonet might not be what he appears to be. And I'm investigating, okay? So I think that is powerful. So having dealt with that, I want to warn the FNM about something, and I'm not going to row too much about it unless I get angry and lose control, because I'm discovering that since May 10th, I'm losing control, and I'm angry. And so I've decided that starting tonight, I'm going to go into hiding. I'm going to hide from the FNM. Once the person show up and I discover he's an FNM, I'm going into hiding. So if you all don't see me, I'm hiding. I hide from some of these Negroes. I'm hiding from them. That's what I'm going to do. Now, last night, the FNM, for the first time, having been elected, I'm advised that the Council of the Free National Movement met, and I'm very depressed and disturbed over some of the things that they discussed. And I want to warn the Prime Minister. I can't think of any other member in the government that I should warn. But I'm going to warn him. Minister, you are not only the leader of the Free National Movement. I want you to think as Prime Minister and understand the system of government. So I'm going to help you out. Her Majesty the Queen, the Senate, and the lower chambers, the House of Assembly, will comprise of the Parliament. And in the absence of our blessed Queen, Dame Margaret Pinling, her personal representative, stands in place of the Queen. I am disturbed over the reports of the discussion of Dame Margaret at the council. And I ask y'all to stop it. Stop it. Now, there's nothing wrong with the Prime Minister and his cabinet quietly and appropriately discussing the Queen's personal representative. That's who Dame Margaret is, you know. She is Her Majesty's personal representative. And I ask you all not to do that at council level. You heard me? I am not saying it because I do not wish to create national embarrassment. But I beg you all, stop it. Minister, you're the Prime Minister. And don't mind that you claim that you are from Bain Town. We are proud people in Bain Town, and it is time that we understand the system of government. I don't like what you all said, and I want you all to stop it. I want you all to stop it, and I ain't gonna tell that to you all no more. Stop it! Before I put a curse on you all, stop it! And be respectful. And you as Prime Minister, you must never entertain that kind of talk. Stop it! Stop it! That's all I can say. I'm not going to say what the talk is, but stop it, because it is not kind. Why is it not kind? She is the personal representative of the Queen. And by virtue of that, Minister, you are Dame Margaret Pinling's First Minister. And the First Minister must be respectful at all times, because you are dealing with a Negro who understands. I am. You're dealing with me. And I'm prepared to get my placard and march. I've decided that I will get my placards and march. So stop it. Don't do that no more. Because if you do it, I'm going to know. You can't hide nothing from me. Okay? So I can leave that alone. With your no-good, disrespectful self. And those who demand respect must demonstrate it, even in private and quiet meetings. Because I don't like what y'all say. You hear me? I don't. Don't forget, Dame Margaret has been fair and objective. When the former Prime Minister Perry Christie did not arrive in time to cut the independence cake, what did she do? She does what a fair leader will do. She moved above the political fray and she invited you to cut the cake. That's the kind of lady we're dealing with. She could have played game and sent for Christie and Stall and him and her, but she didn't. She recognized that you held a constitutional office and she invites you to cut the cake. Don't be ungrateful. Those who are ungrateful will suffer politically. And don't do it, because there's no secret y'all could pull wrong here that I don't know, and I don't like it, and I find it offensive, and I want it to stop. And notwithstanding my political disagreement with you, Dr. Minnis, I thought that you would never encourage that kind of skullduggery. Stop it. Stop it. Because the opposition is here. And we are prepared to hold y'all accountable. And I want it to stop because I don't like it. I have been pursuing the law all night. Something just said to me, go and look at the ancient British traditions. Look at the conventions. See if you could find any ancient law so I could sue you. And that's what I'm doing with F&M starting next week. You know, get me mad? I'm taking you to court. That's what I'm going to do. Just sue. I'm suing y'all. I am suing y'all. That's what I'm going to do. And I call on every citizen to sue. And I'm going to write the Chief Justice. And I'm going to write him. And I'm going to ask his lordship whether or not he thinks, as the other head of the government, because there's three branches, Minister. You only represent one branch. And I'm about to write the Chief Justice. I've never been afraid of writing judges, because the last time, in 1992, there was an F&M senator, he's dead, so I can call his name, who told me that they were controlling the court. And I said to him, say it 2 more times. And that idiot said it, and I wrote the Chief Justice, and I told the Chief Justice, I can't even trust him no more, because the senator told me that the F&M was controlling the judiciary. And so Orville Turnquest was the Attorney General. And the only thing Orville Turnquest didn't do with that F&M senator was to drop kick him. And that man who played man, he turned around and said, I lie on him. But I lie on him. He was stupid and thought I didn't understand the system. And I reported his black to the Chief Justice, who's now dead, the late Gonzalez Sabala. So what goes around come around. This game, I've already played it. I've already run into incompetent, stupid Negroes who came to power and didn't understand the system. And I pushed their back against the wall and cost. When I come back, I may tell you another secret. How Frank Watson, Janet Boswick, and all of them, they were trying to duck subpoena. But in fairness to Janet, when she heard that I had kicked the door of the Deputy Prime Minister open, whatever his position was, she came for her summons. Because I told the service processor This summons is signed by the Chief Justice, and we shall enforce it if I have to kick the door open. Y'all better be careful, because I went through this before, and I am afraid to do it again. Let there be the rule of law, the respect for the law, and be respectful to dear Margaret in secret, because if he isn't, when Janet Boswick make it to Government Hill, I will torment her right here on Freedom March. So make up your mind, okay? Because I'm tired, I'm angry. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into hiding. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide from y'all Negroes. But you're in a disrespectful self, all right? How y'all think y'all could do that? And then I got another complaint. Today, Rudolph McSweeney, an all-time F&M stalwart, a successful Wallace Whitfield's stalwart. He buried today. But yesterday, the F&M had a memorial, and Menace ain't show up. Ain't show up. Well, I don't think Menace knew Successful anyhow. But I thank God that Successful eldest son was there. I thank God that CA came. Big Mo was there. Oswald Marshall was there. Frankie Campbell even was there. I thank God. I was disappointed that Papa didn't show up. Anyway, oh boy. I got to put up with all kind of socio-political injustices. F&M just come to power, and a founding stalwart of the party dies. Menace ain't show up. Ain't show up. Say he busy running government. Running what government? And they ain't gonna carry out this speech. And if you were to hear what they said at that council, but I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. It's better that I not say it. I don't want to say it because there are some people who are innocent who would suffer emotional harm and damage. But I want you all to stop it, because I intend to buy brand new placards. I know some white people who's buy these placards for me. I think I'm going to call that white man and tell him I need 300 placards, because I'm now convinced I'm going to have to do a lot of marching. Marching. Marching, 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 marching. Because these people ain't safe. They're wicked. Wicked, wicked, wicked. But I ain't going to say it, because I'm old enough to know that there are some people who's going to be upset if I say it. There are people who's going to say, well, you didn't have to say that piece. We believe you without saying it. So I ain't going to say it. I'm not going to say it, because there's some good people that I really don't want to be upset. But I want it to stop, because Hubert Alexander Ingram, the former Prime Minister, told me why he does not want Janet Boswick nor Henry Boswick on Government Hill. And he told me to case them out. And he's never told me since then to re-pull the casing them out. So, Menace, the game is on. Stop it, and I wouldn't case out Janet. Stop it, and I wouldn't case out Henry Boswick, but stop it. Be kind. Be decent. You went to St. Augustine, didn't you? You went to St. Augustine. So be kind, because I'm here, and the people them on the council didn't like last night. Oh boy, my Bahamas and the King George III Negroes who run it. King George III Negroes who run the country and are very unkind. But we in the opposition will keep you all accountable. We'll embarrass you all. You keep all the contract, y'all can keep all the money, but I want the right to criticize your backside, because I'm angry. I am angry. And it is my intention to enforce this, because Menace promised that he can move to what? on bread basket items. This is Freedom March. I'm going to be right back in a few minutes.
Freedom March with Rodney Moncur will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Moncur.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV. And it's channel 224 and BTC Flow 112. If you were to download BTC Flow apps on your smartphone, well, you need to have data. But once you would have downloaded the apps, then your data will kick out and you're able to watch us. Today is sad in the country. The murders, I keep saying to people, listen, it is unfair. We just have a new government. Please stop committing murders. You're going to make the F&M look bad. And the F&M got 99% of the seats. So chances are 99% of the people voted F&M. My maths may be off on it, but the point that I'm making is it is a government who has great national support. So you shouldn't create crime. You shouldn't kill anybody under the F&M. Let's decide that we have a new government. It's a new beginning. We ain't gonna kill nobody. We're gonna walk away. We're gonna pretend like we ain't hear the insults. All right? But in Nassau Village, there was a murder. A young mother in Nassau Village. They were some of the problems that the former Deputy Speaker, Dion Smith, who was the Member of Parliament for Nassau Village, he could hear the cries of families and loved ones. Because in Nassau Village, it's a lot of murders. In the southern part of the island, just a skip from Nassau Village, you enter Pinewood Garden, a bunch of murders. In August of either 2015, must have been 2015, the Prime Minister, Dr. Nottage, was then the leader of the opposition, and he convened a crime meeting down to where a restaurant is in Brent Simner Daddy Yard on East Bay Street. I can't remember the name, but it got one sophisticated name. And I was blessed that he invited me to this crime meeting. And he had the Lord Bishop of Nassau and the Bahamas, Bishop Lige Bird, and other people, including Dr. C.B. Moss, Dr. David Allen, and some other sophisticated Negroes. They were there. And we sat down to discuss the crime. And it dawned on me that I was going to have a future problem with Dr. Minnis. Because after I heard what all the sophisticated people said, they came up with all kind of reason. They say some was committing murder because their daddies drink rum. Can you imagine that? They come up with all kind of social reason. And when it was my time, I said to them, I don't think that their daddy drink as much rum as my pa. In all my life, I have never thought about killing people. Once I thought about killing. And guess what I did? I checked myself into the nearest urban renewal center. You know where the Salvation Army offices? On the corner of Meadow Street and West Street. I go on there, and they had one crazy man in charge, policeman. And I went there and I said, listen, I'm thinking about killing. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, well, sit right here. I said, I need to row. And I cuss and I carry on. And when I finished, he cuss and carry on. He reminded me that murderers will go to hell. And if You are unfortunate, you will be hanged. And when he was finished with me, I told him, I ain't killing nobody. I feel good now. That's what I did. You know. So what is the point that I'm making? Menace told the country during the campaign that he believes in capital punishment and that he believed that murderers should be hanged. But Menace turned out to be politically dishonest, because here is a copy of the speech from the throne. And I searched this, and I can't find where he proposes to introduce the death penalty by removing the impediments which the Privy Council has put in our path to prevent murderers from being executed. And I look at Menace right there, because he played class. Let me tell you the class he played. Dr. David Allen is a mulatto doctor, but he does not know that Dr. David Allen is the first cousin, well, he would know this one, of Perry Christie. Also, Dr. David Allen is my dad, maternal first cousin. So I watch him. Then he plays his game with C.B. Moss. And I recognize that Menace, not only does he pussyfoot, he is like full of pusillanimous. And so, guess what happened? He got 99% of the seat. And all you needed to start a referendum, if I'm correct, and I'm only talking from my memory, is 3/4. But this man got 99%. But he's not told us that he's going to hang murderers. And I tell you, that Javago Lang, a brilliant young man, he inadvertently, while doing something else, produced evidence to show that capital punishment is a deterrent. And from 1964 to 2016, that period that he used, there was a series of hanging. And every time we pop neck, the murder rate plummet. You heard me? Javago. Javago didn't know what he was doing. I believe, as a Negro man, that as he worked purely, the Holy Ghost ascended over his work. And by grab, I couldn't believe it. I said, goodness me, Javago is telling us, is producing the statistical evidence, the scientific evidence that capital punishment is a deterrent. But these gangsters, they don't advocate it. And I know Menace ain't serious, because Menace's first cousin's son was gunshot to his head. You heard me? And Menace ain't been to visit his first cousin. You heard me? How I know? She sent for me. All right? Let's take the phone call, because Menace ain't serious about capital punishment. And I say, no bail for people charged with murder, and we hang murderers, and you will reduce the murder in the country. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Sir.
Man, you got to ease up, man. You're trying to get you from 4 o'clock. You're just talking.
Please forgive me, because I'm overcome by an angry spirit. Welcome to Freedom March. Please forgive me.
Man, you got to lay off there for them, man.
Is that what you're calling me for?
What they do you?
There is a woman in the District of New Providence, of which I am one of Her Majesty's Justices of the Peace, was murdered. And Menace promised me and the country that he will move resolutely to hang murderers.
Man, that's the Prime Minister, man. Give this man a respect.
Prime Minister Hubert Menace promised me and the nation.
Honorable.
Listen, you sound like a King George III Negro. Listen, cut him with the effing himself. God forgive me if I said something unkindly to that Negro man. I have more calls. And so, we got a whole woman, a mother, murdered. united, we have returned to a similar experience where a Negro woman visiting her parents, she had the baby to the breast, sucking the breast. And some Negro male decide to blow her head off. One would think, you want to kill the woman. You say, oh Lord, she got a whole baby sucking her breast. I ain't gonna kill her. But they don't care who's sucking the woman's breast. It's sad. So we have to take to the streets as we demand that there be a constitutional referendum. A constitutional referendum on hanging. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello.
Sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. You may speak, but be kind.
Yes, sir. Look here. Man, look here. I always been in agreement with you. Okay? I know for a fact that hanging killers and murderers have absolutely a great deterrence to more murders or increasing murders. Okay?
Yes.
Now, I don't know why in the world that you haven't been able to convince these knuckleheads who call themselves politicians. Okay? But like, hey, I'm telling you.
Yes.
It is a deterrent.
Plus, it creates fear because man, by his very nature, me, who's advocating hanging, I have the capacity to kill. But I know that there is a God that will judge me, and there is the law that may hang me. So I think twice. I say, wait, this is the works of the devil. Let me go in hiding. All right? But ministers don't believe in it because ministers ain't safe. That's what the problem is.
If he believes in the Bible, he needs to go to Numbers, the book of Numbers, and it will tell you that if anybody commits murder, they're supposed to lose their life.
Yes.
That's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. I don't think ministers are biblical
If they
scholar.
believe in the Bible, they need to, the preachers need to show it to them, and show it to them publicly, and embarrass them for being ignorant to the fact that the Bible says that anybody who takes somebody's life is supposed to lose their own.
You're a great man. I thank you. Please join me on Labor Day.
All right.
God save the Queen. Do I have another call? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
How are you?
I'm not too well. Speak to me.
What happened to you, baby?
They say you must turn your TV down because there's feedback. I'm angry that in the district of New Providence, of which I am one of Her Majesty's Justices of the Peace, that notwithstanding a new government, the murders continue. But during the campaign, Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis promised us that he is going to hang murderers, and he is not moved to put capital punishment on the referendum. Dr. Minnis is turning out to be a fake and a fraud.
But you know he's a liar.
Listen to me. He's not speaking truth, and if you don't speak truth, you are a liar. God forgive me for having to say that.
He is a liar. He only want a vote to get in.
You are right. You are right.
Hey, nobody. I tell no listen, I'm always a bunch of liar and fake.
My Lord. Are you able to sing a song?
Yes, I can.
My heart is overwhelmed. Do you know the song that's saying, I've made up my mind and I shall not turn back? You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Sing that. Sing a voice for that, because you sound like a woman who I need to hug.
I started out a long time ago, and I made up in my mind I wouldn't turn back.
Sing that for me, a voice or two.
I made up my mind a long time ago, and I wouldn't turn back. I wouldn't turn back. I made up my mind, and I wouldn't turn back. You have a blessed day now. You take the Lord with you. Don't let them deter you.
Okay.
Let's pray for them.
I thank you.
God bless the Queen.
God save the
God
Queen.
save the Queen.
Hallelujah. My people, the Negro people. Do I have more calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Moncur.
Good afternoon, my dear.
How are you?
Not too well.
Mr. Moncur, you gotta calm down, man. You need to drink some more water. I love to watch you every day.
But they kill a whole woman. A whole woman.
Mr. Moncur, you give me life, man. But I mean, I understand what you're saying, you know. But you have to relax. You can't send your pressure up. But let me speak on this other note. But what I'm saying is that underneath the F&M, that was the only time this country had hung in. There was never hanging underneath the PLD. The last hanging was 2001 or in 2000 underneath Mr. Ingram. Perry Christie didn't do anything as it pertains to hanging. And so I hope Dr. Minnis enforces the law of hanging, get rid of the Privy Council. I am a victim of crime. I was shot in an armed robbery.
Wow.
And so I know the full effects of crime firsthand. It affected my family, and only who feels it knows it. I ain't trying to be political, but I just saying the truth. All the hanging happened underneath the F&M. So I hope PLD F&M, but right now it's F&M time, they be serious and enforce this hanging, because it's just too much murders going on. We ain't no time to be political, because it affects, I'm sure every family in this country has been affected by crime somewhere or how. And when the robber come to shoot you, they ain't asking you use no PLB or no F&M. The fact is, we just need hanging to start like now. When you marching for that, Mr. Moncur? Because I ready now.
Well, join me on Labor Day.
Labor Day?
Yeah, Labor Day
I can get my placard together.
Get your placard. I'm going to be among PLPs.
We need to be serious about this. They need to hang, and they need to start hanging now.
Well, before I let you go, I just want to correct one or two little information for you.
Okay.
Under Pinling and the PLP, hanging took place. Hubert Ingram did his last hanging on January 6, 2000.
Yes,
It is true that Mr. Christie didn't hang because he was listening to a bunch of intellectual Negroes and a bunch of unsaved international white people. All right?
They need to get rid of the Privy Council. Them fellas don't know what is be going on when people are hurting in this country. They be sitting up with their coffee and their leg tore up on the table. They don't know what people, but victims.
But we can hang now because Minnis has 99%.
Well, Minnis need to start. I ready to go marching now, Mr. Moncur.
Well, meet me on Windsor Park.
Labor Day.
Okay?
God's willing. Yes, sir. You have a blessed weekend.
I thank you very much. Do I have more calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Hello.
How are you and what is on your mind?
I am fine, Mr. Moncur. No, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm fine, and how are you today?
I am angry
Mr.
like
Moncur,
hell.
the part with them on this referendum and all that, what they was promised, right?
Right.
Where they wasn't listening to the rally when they was to the rally. They were too busy drunk and partying and making noise.
Who this is now?
When I went to the rallies, I listened. I listened to what they were saying and what they were promising. These people that wasn't listening to Minister Minister told them exactly what they wanted to hear, and they settled for that. So now that it's time to pay the piper, I'm waiting to get paid because it's the people's time.
What time is that?
It's the people's time.
Well, the
time
people,
to pay the piper.
The people is getting killed. And Minnis has promised us
yeah, they're
the
getting
end.
killed. They're getting killed. That's what they're getting.
He has promised us to defend us by hanging the murderers. Lord have mercy. Thank you, sister.
Yeah, there ain't nothing changed. Let me see how much murders it could be. Let me see how much people could be going to social service. Let me see.
No, I don't want no murders. No murders. We have to pray against the spirit of murder.
Yeah, I gotta be on the march. Because I want VAT off of bread basket items because I'm unemployed. I need to eat and I need to feed my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Them bread basket items, when I go to the shop, I hope I don't have to pay VAT on them. I know they just gone in, but I gotta give them at least one couple more weeks. Let me see what can happen with it.
No. I need bread basket now.
I agree.
I need bread basket now. Anyway, take good care. Do I have more calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello, how are you, Mr. Moncur?
Oh, pray for me because I've never been so angry in all my life.
Well, I'm a first-time caller.
Well, welcome.
I've been listening to you for quite a while.
I thank you.
And I've been enjoying your program.
Yes.
I think you're very strong and resolute.
I need prayer.
I think that you've made up your mind to be the opposition, even if you have to be the opposition all by yourself.
Stop for a second.
Hello?
Just stop for 1 second. It is
Okay.
powerful that you have revealed something that I must reinforce.
Yes.
Every citizen is a political force.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes.
So if we were to unite all of that political force, you will have critical mass and boom. All right?
Yes.
And I will say, booyakai.
Yes,
Yes.
I said that although there are only 4 members of the opposition in-house, that the people on the outside may have to assist them
Of course.
in being the opposition to oppose the governing party when they do something and to hold them accountable,
Yes.
especially for things that they have promised.
Oh, yeah.
Because they cannot fool the people to get a vote and to get in and not do what they say that they will
Well,
do.
you're quite correct.
And also I want to say that I know that the government has just come in, but if Mr. Crazy Thompson could be in Freeport, Grand Bahama, saying that over $1 million was spent in an incorrect way and he is investigating it and he is not sure how it was done and they're doing this audit, I'm wondering if the cabinet already meet for him to have come on the television, on the news to say such a thing. I think that they should assess these things before they come out and accuse people and say things.
Let me warn
And
Crazy
then come and
Thompson
say,
now.
Don't speculate things and put it out there for people to hear.
Let me warn Crazy Thompson now. Crazy Thompson,
Yes, he's wrong.
you either stop it,
Yes.
produce your evidence, or I'm going to sue you.
Yes.
I just suing them. I got
Wait
my,
until-
I'm
wait until
suing.
he has gathered the information.
Let's sue him. Crazy Thompson, you might be menace, first cousin child, but I ain't scared of you.
Yes.
Stop your lies and produce your evidence. Take
Right.
good care, sister.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
And-
you have a good evening.
And meet me.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, I will, but you
Yeah,
gotta come to the march and bring woman and cheering them. Anybody else? Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello,
Hi.
Mr. Moncur, how are you?
Listen, I'm angry like hell.
And I'm angry too.
Well, you better come march with me.
I'm going to march with you.
That's
but let
Labor
me
Day. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. Okay, Mr. Christie done had his time. He's out, right?
Yes.
Why are they still bothering that man?
They're trying to get us angry.
I mean, it is so bad for how they talk about him. I am so angry about that. The disrespectful. I mean, I don't know what to say about some of these Bahamian people.
Well, I can tell Menace, if he continue to curse my cousin, Mr. Christie, I'm going to curse his cousin, Crazy Thompson.
Because right now, I'm about to sue them, BAIC, I work there, and we still outside sitting down. We're not in the building, you know. We are outside sitting down. They need to talk back.
I bet you ain't black. You black?
Black.
Oh, Jesus. Menace don't like black people.
Well, he better do something with us over there, because look here, we going after the government for plenty money.
Listen, meet me at Windsor Park if God spare our lives, so we can march. You hear me?
Oh, I wouldn't miss that. I wouldn't miss that. For only way I miss, and if I dared, my spirit will march.
Oh, hallelujah.
You take care, Mr. Moncur.
And shake my hand so that I may know it is you. Anybody else? Because it's... Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, Mr. Moncur.
Hello, my dear.
How are you? My name is Cheryl Knowles, and I'm a supporter of the PLP, and I want to let you know that I'll be on that march.
This is powerful. Powerful.
It's a pleasure listening to you every day. I take my time. I get home on time to listen to your show.
I thank you. Listen, if you want to hold on, you can hold on, talk, and I'm going to interrupt you, and then you could come back, because I love to hear a strong PLP woman. Are you there?
Okay, sir. I'll hold.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
I'm going to test you. PLP!
All the way!
PLP!
All the way.
Yeah, use the true PLP. Hold on, don't hang up. This is Freedom March. Labor Day is the first Friday in June. And I call on all the people, particularly those of us in opposition, to meet at Windsor Park as we march PLP all the way.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Moncur, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Moncur.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I'm upset because on Wednesday, you remember, the House of Assembly opened. And that night, a lady, a mother of two, was murdered. Man, we got to stop killing people, man. I know a lot of people are angry and got issues, but Jesus, can't you check yourself into the nearest Urban Renewal Center? My dear, are you still there? Hello? Hello, my sister? Are you still joining me on Labor Day? She's gone, eh? Okay, then. Well, you hang up. Let me read some text before I talk in Haitian Creole, because I have a message for Mavis Latusma. Mavis is the wife of Sidney Colley. And I'm going to speak to her because Mavis speaks Creole fluently. Mavis, est-ce que vous connaissez? Do you know? Laisse-moi dire when I say, ministre pas parler c'est vrai, li menti. You remember when I say ministers don't speak truth, he tell lies? Même, pour qui ça, il pas fait ministère pour Sidney Colley? Why has minister not made Sidney Colley a minister? Il dit, les gain power, il mette Sidney dans Senate. Qui côté Sidney Kounia? He said when he get power, he's going to put Sidney in the Senate, but where's Sidney? Yon garçon dit, Sidney allait na États-Unis pour ambassadeur. Gardez pour moi, parce que ma pas besoin parler mal. Well, I just told her that I heard Sidney Colley is going to be an ambassador in America. So tell Sidney treat me good, because the last Negro who was going, I say things, I could speak, speak things. And Sidney, I may not let you go. So be kind. Stop the witch hunt. Because if you don't, when I speak in many languages, the world understand. Okay? Mavis, moi-même, oueme Sidney. Parce que là, moi, j'ai un problème, m'aller office Sidney ak frère moi, ak sœur moi. Il fait bon bagay pour moi. Même, dit Sidney, ma pas j'ai un problème avec lui. But treat me good before I talk some things. Anyway, let me read some of these texts because, it's a wonderful time in the country. Let's see what we have here. Good evening, sir. You look so nice today. Your show is the highlight to my day. Where is your spiritual advisor? I've not seen him for a few days. Well, the FNM is in power. And the spiritual advisor has a wonderful daughter. And from time to time, he has to carry out parental, things. And then, of course, the FNM is getting ready to give out contracts. And I need the spiritual advisor to be at the front, you know? And it might be good if he hides from the show until he get 1 or 2 contracts. Because, you know, Dr. Minister ain't safe. They ain't safe, and so forth. So that's one text. Let's see what we got here. Hi, just tuning in. Wondering if you dealt with comments about Dame Margaret Pinling. Have a good weekend, Mr. Moncur. I have dealt with it, but I've decided not to create what could be categorized as a national embarrassment. So I've just fired 2 scuds across the F&M bow. They know my hand straight. Once I say booyaka, they know I don't miss my target. I don't want to embarrass some of those Negroes because they hate you, you know. They hate you. Hate. Can you imagine? One has, I'm not going to say it. I almost said it, but if I said it, my family would get upset. So I'm not going to say it. So we've done that. Have a good weekend, Mr. Moncur. I thank you. I shall have a good evening. Good afternoon, Senator. Why isn't the spiritual advisor showing up for White these days? Does he need more love offering? Please see what you can do for him, as he should be there to give you spiritual support. I blame the F&M. The F&M have lots of contract, and my spiritual advisor is in search of F&M contract. Can't blame the man. And sometimes I may be bad company. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. Let's see what else we have here. If you still remember him, pass this on. Goodness me, beheading the hog and no punishment for the murderers. Goodness have mercy. For those of you who, listen, don't give me those kind of things to read. I'm a saved man. Goodness me, man, what is this? Gotta be the F&M with the no good self. Good day. Why they not have Bahamas Primary Student of the Year medal presentation at Government House tomorrow? Look, I have been investigating that, and I do not wish to talk prematurely. I need to make sure that when I open my mouth, I have the facts. But I can assure you, my people are on the ground, okay? Because the tradition is that the students go to Government House to be honored and awarded by Her Excellency. But next week will come. The late Sir Etienne Depuch, who was the editor of the Tribune, I think from about 1914, I believe it was 1914 or 1919. Can't expect me to remember all those things. Up until he died in 1991. He was a contributing editor. And why did I use him as an example? Now I remember. So Etienne had a strategy where he did not respond to any criticism immediately. Sometimes he waits for a month or 6 weeks. But when he comes back, by grab, he will up your backside. I have a comment that I needed to respond to, and it's been 30 years, and I have not. It's like how it was 30 years it took me to figure out what Pinling meant when he said that Mrs. Janet Boswick was gaudy. 30 years! Pinling said that in 1986, and for 30 years, it was like, I can't find the adjective, but it was a burden on me. For 30 years, I walk about trying to figure out what Pinling meant when he said to Mrs. Janet Boswick, Cuddy, and by grab, it took me 30 years. And now, only me know. And I ain't telling y'all. Because if I tell y'all that, you know, they can say I was wrong. So I ain't gonna say it. But it's a wonderful, wonderful revelation. Anyway, let's see if we get some more text here. Listen, y'all don't call me on this thing. But it is interesting, okay? Do we have more? Yes. Mr. Moncur, why has government not paid out loan payments for staff for April, which usually are sent out the following month? And no explanation has been given. Now staffs are being called and texted by banks and institutions stating late fees and interest will be charged. I thought it was the people's time. Well, you got to understand why the FNM is not paying. They, in a state of illusion, thinks that the PLP steal the money. You see what kind of Negroes they are? They have no respect for themselves. They have no respect for black people. And they think that every Negro is a thief like them. All right? Instead of they keep quiet, do their forensic auditing, starting with the $12 million that Dr. Minnis has not accounted for when he was Minister of Health and in charge of the Public Hospital Authority. All right? But in their minds, because I am a Negro, they think I'm a thief. Well, I say, licky do mama. That's their problem. They ain't got no respect. Go investigate. Find the evidence. Then you take me to court. So that's what you're up against, okay? I'm so sorry you ain't getting paid with the no good self. Y'all stop calling the text line because I'm reading text to my people, the Negro people. Let's see. Mr. Senator, do you think the civil servants will get paid? Please speak about this. Listen, it's the people's time. Y'all will get paid, okay? Don't forget now, we have a new Minister of Finance, and he's smart. What's his name? K.P. Tainquest, all right? Kevin Peter Tainquest. He's smart, so y'all will get paid. It's the people's time, okay? Let's see what we got here. Moncur, these people silly. Stop calling my people silly, okay? Let's see what else we got here. Goodness me, I'm not reading this, okay? Y'all, listen, I'm 60. I'm a justice of the peace. You cannot have me reading things that are indecent and immoral. I got granddaughters, you know. I don't want them to see me cursing in a language that they will comprehend, okay? So don't do that to me. Send me good, decent things that I can. All the materials for hurricane relief sent to NEMA is presently hidden in, goodness me, building on Gladstone Road right now. I can't call the man's name, but I can send the police. I can't call the man's name. It's a criminal allegation. All right? Can't call his name. All right? But I call on all those on Gladstone Road who has the material unlawfully to call the police and tell the police, listen, come pick it up, okay? Don't steal the people things, all right? Because my roof leaking now, and I can't believe what this person tell me. Y'all don't steal the people things because they say y'all have it hidden on Gladstone Road. You did not read properly. It is fact that persons are coming here with no document. What is this you're talking about? Mr. Moncur, it is true what the caller said earlier, that once a foreigner was discharged from prison in the United States, and once they say they're from the Bahamas, even without proof or ID, they are sent automatically to the Bahamas. There is an organization that handles this. Well, I'm going to talk to the United States Charge d'Affaires, Decent Lisa Johnson. Ms. Johnson, what is this the Negroes are telling me? That the United States government are sending people to the Bahamas based on the fact that they say they are from the Bahamas. If that is true, would you please tell the president not to do that? I only want y'all to send those people who were born here. So if they are of Haitian descent and you have evidence that they were born here, you send them to me because they're my people. But outside of that, any other scallywag who claims the Bahamas and there is no evidence, would you please not send them here? Okay? Because my people don't want nobody who's not from the Bahamas to come here. Lisa, do that one for me, eh? I asked you for a favor in a long time. Okay? Do that for me, Lisa, because I think you are a decent woman. And I love decent people. So don't worry, I just spoke to the American Embassy, and Lisa, I'm told she loves Freedom March. And she knows that I support her president. I think Donald Trump is a great man. He's going to make America great. And by extension, he will make the Bahamas great. Isn't that wonderful? Let's see what else we got here. Goodness me. Mr. Senator, your spiritual advisor is showing he was an F&M all along. Spiritual advisor, if you don't read my text, I shall expose you. You know, you're not to expose him. I always knew who he was, okay? Why you think PLP switched? Because too many F&Ms were getting contracts under the PLP government. That's very interesting. This PLP say they switched to the F&M because y'all were giving F&Ms too much contract. Now, when y'all in government again, you must split it. Half for the PLP and half for the F&M. You hear what I say, Mr. Davis? You must always take care of your supporters, but you must take care of the F&M as well. It's not a sin, all right? I know y'all took good care of Dr. Minnis. Hi, good Senator. Are you PLP now? Goodness me, you want to know if I'm PLP? Listen, I don't know what is happening. It is like there is a transformation taking place in my life. I was an F&M, and I used to persecute the PLP. And on my way to Damascus, I saw a crab. All right? So things are happening. I was an F&M, but now something is happening. Okay? Something is happening. Yeah, man, give me some call, because these taxes are plenty. All right? Hi, Senator, I'm loving your show. Continue to speak truth to power. I thank you. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, Mr. Moncur?
Sir.
Good evening, how are you, sir?
I am fine, but angry. How are you?
Oh, man, don't be too angry too long, man, because, you know, you have to live up that anger sometime, man.
Say it again?
I'm a concerned behemoth citizen.
Okay.
And I was thinking, what is your view on those persons that it has been issued in the papers of those persons that borrowed money from the Bank of the Bahamas? What is your view? What do you think the government should do with such persons?
Well, let's say...
That hasn't paid for a very long time. That's the people's money.
Let's say...
What do you think they should do with them?
Let's say the person is Leslie Miller. Let's use him because I read in the paper, The Punch,
yes,
that he got $28 million. The first problem I have with Leslie is I didn't know there's lend you all that kind of money. Right? That's the first thing. I think Minnis should have mercy on Leslie because Leslie betrayed the PLP when he showed up at Minnis' rally and supported Minnis, further creating political damage. All right?
correct.
But in the case of Leslie, since Minnis is his partner, he's going to be fine. For the other people, I think we're going to have to get them to slowly pay back those millions, which I doubt they will pay in their lifetime. How that sound?
Well, it sounds somewhat logical, but the truth of it is, Mr. Moncur, the Bible says you're always supposed to count the cost.
Say that again?
You know you're going to borrow a loan from the bank, and if you have so much you have to pay that back because it's not your money.
Under which government did Leslie Miller borrow?
Officer give you the money. It's the people's money.
Yes.
So they should give an account no matter what, because they have to look at the consequences. Because you're supposed to be either a good manager of the money that was given to you to invest it properly, and to know that you're going to have a good return to pay you back up. But a lot of these people have been paid interest on the money they had borrowed as a loan. So my view on this is that let the heart ask forward me, no matter of who the person may be, because, I mean, at the end of the day, Mr. Moncur, you can make a concur with this or not, but there are a lot of struggling mothers, a lot of families that don't have.
I agree.
And people like them took our money and squander it.
Well, I don't know if you should blame them.
You're mad, right? I am really, really mad as a Bahamian.
Yeah.
Because here it is, there's only a select few that have really put their hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, and take the Bahamian people money and squander it.
But hold on for a second.
Families.
Hold on for a second.
Food to put on their table.
Hold on for a second.
School, they have no food.
Hold on for a second.
Back.
Hold on for a second. I've put you on for a second. One of the things that I would like to know is who was in charge of the country when Leslie got $28 million. That would be very interesting to find out. While I have been advised that there is an independence between the government and the Bank of the Bahamas, it will be interesting to find that out. Because it would be interesting. Bring him back for 2 seconds.
And I'm very pissed with that because that's not accountability. You see what I'm saying?
Well, who are you going to blame?
Squandered our money.
Who are you blaming for that?
But the government never was there before.
Listen to me.
Know exactly
put him on hold. Listen, be careful before you accuse without knowing the fact. Leslie Miller has been faithful to Hubert Ingram. You heard me? Leslie Miller is now faithful to guess who? Dr. Minnis. He's going to be fine. Minnis always find a way to take good care of his friend. But I got to let you go because time is running out for me. Call me on Monday if God spare our lives. And the first Friday in June, come to the Labor Day March so we can discuss it. So we have to let him go, okay? Anybody else? Because I can take one more call and then after that. Okay, hello? Are you there? Hello? The person isn't there? Okay, then I don't think you should take any more. You have one more call? Okay, bring that person here. Because, okay, this is powerful, this is powerful. I have a caller? Hello, caller? You sure? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Well, don't worry about that person. Don't take no more call. Marvis Latusma. D. Sydney. Map gain un pretty problem. Map fâché. Les FNM gain power. Map fâché. Map fâché. Map fâché. OK? Parlez avec Sydney. Map basement Sydney pour expliquer pour qui ça Dr. Minnis pas mette li nan sinit. Parce que Minnis menti. Le y explique si li gen power, il mette Sydney responsable pour politique dans cabinet. Il pas dit ça. Il pas fait ça. And m'a fâché pour Sydney parce que yon zami dit passé that Sydney what Sydney is? Sydney want Dr. Minnis pas bon pour faire ça. Okay? I can't translate because it is a secret message that I sent to Mavis. Mavis, you're going to be ambassador? I don't want y'all to leave, Mavis. I want Sydney here. Okay? I hear y'all going to New York. Y'all need a reference? Because I'm prepared to write one. We're going to really send Sydney there? Goodness me, I don't know. Anyway, this is the weekend. Folks, the first Friday in June is Labor Day. I'm upset that the Wally boys ain't the rush. I want them to reconsider that, okay? This is a weekend. Please relax. Don't get in no violence. Don't threaten nobody, all right? You hear a gunshot, stop running to the sound of the gun. There's something called collateral damages, all right? And for y'all who got killing in your heart, man, think about it and reflect on God and let go. Murderers, I believe, will go to hell. And one day, we're going to have a government that doesn't pussyfoot. And guess what is going to happen? Murderers are going to be executed. And there's no need for that. Because it was never God's intention that man should suffer death. But have life and have it abundantly. So take good care and pray for me. Pray for me for protection, and wisdom and guidance. All right? I need it. And I want you all to know that I love you. And I love the F&M. I have no personal animosity to anyone. Because God has been good to me. I only want a good country where there is no witch hunting. We need to stop it. And I want ministers to make sure that at the next council meeting, the Governor General name will not come back. So take good care. I'll see you on Monday, if it is God's will. And I hope that, this interaction would have a positive, effect in your life. So take good care. And, just calm down a little bit. Let's not kill anyone, because life is so precious. Life is precious, and the murders need to be stopped. And we need a government who is willing to hang murderers. That's the answer. You hang, and you hang until the message gets through. This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. If it is God's will, I'll see you on Monday.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.